Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a very special episode of the Skylanders carryon Locke here on the channel. It has been a while since the previous episode, but that's because I haven't been displaced for a while, what I deem as my YouTube studio. I've been at home at my apartment instead over the past few months. But now that we're back here, I'm hopefully going to be recording the entirety of the Superchargers portion of carryon Locke in this session, and then after this I'm going to finish filming the Skylanders Imaginator Soul Seeker series, so we'll have that series all wrapped up as well. And that is the plan moving forward. I do apologise for the delay in the episodes, but this particular episode is coming out at a time around the window of my 8-year anniversary on YouTube. Now, it's a common misconception that my YouTube anniversary is the 13th of August, but that was actually the date I created the channel. The first ever YouTube video I made, on the other hand, was on February 14th. 2017, so that would make this my 8-year anniversary in terms of actually making YouTube content, and that also means that I am a few days late compared to the 14th of February, because this is going live a lot later than that, unfortunately, and that's because on the 14th of February, also known as Valentine's Day — why did I choose Valentine's Day of all days to make my first YouTube videos beyond me? But Valentine's Day, I wasn't busy because I had a date. I was busy because I was sick. I was not doing anything on that day. Like, literally, I was either in bed asleep or on the toilet. It was that bad. Even saying that might be TMI for you, so hopefully I didn't gross you out. But on that note, I'm going to pause the video briefly to address the channel icon in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Every year I like to update the channel icon to commemorate how many years I've been making YouTube videos, and this anniversary is no different. We're going to be changing the 7-year icon for the 8-year icon, starting from this point forwards, and this will be the channel icon I use in the bottom right hand corner until my 9-year anniversary rolls around. I've made no changes. I've simply just changed the 7 into an 8, and that's because I really like the design of this current channel icon. So because of that, there really isn't any point in trying to fix what isn't broken. With that having been said and done, let's return to the video without further ado. But yes, unfortunately, we missed the actual date of the 8-year anniversary on YouTube because of my sickness. But fortunately, as you can tell, I'm much better now, and we are back into the recording business. I'm so excited to be celebrating 8 years of YouTube, even if it is for an episode of a carryon Locke, because I didn't really have anything special planned for this 8-year anniversary video anyway, so I figured why not incorporate it into the carryon series, where we can, during Battle Brawler Island and Spellpoint Library, just talk about my years on YouTube, kind of like the friends I've gone along the way, the experiences, the good and the bad and all that. Though, fortunately, there is very little bad to touch upon with YouTube. I've generally had a great experience taking this, not necessarily as a career path. This is a hobby at the end of the day. Like, I'm not paid nearly enough to make a career out of this, and I am very content with that. With that being said, we're playing on Battle Brawler Island, so the element doesn't really matter because we can just pay a guy to switch it up on us. We can rig the arena in our favour, just with a little bit of dough. Yeah, we are going to be bribing some officials here. How great is that? Skylanders encouraging bribery, and it's for Skylanders who are supposedly the heroes of this franchise. But enough yammering on about that. We're going to place the Shark Tank onto the portal, and as for my Skylander of choice, well, this is the 8-year anniversary video, so how else is there to celebrate greater than my favourite Skylander of all time? That's right, we're going to be playing Igknight. Hopefully this isn't how he goes down, because that would be an awful tragic way to lose Igknight within the carryon Locke here. But yes, it's my favourite Skylander for this celebratory video. I am so pumped for this. Igknight is going to come in. He's not going to slash him, he's just going to annihilate. You notice I don't have my headphones on right now. Oh, that's tragic. We are unable to connect to Supercharger servers. But say, I don't have my headphones on right now, which means that the game is currently on mute. It's weird having to play the game on mute, but if it wasn't on mute, then it would echo in the background, and that would be really annoying. Much like the light on my face cam, actually. I don't like the light on my face cam right now, but there's not much I can do about it. If I open windows, or if I open the curtains even, it would be too bright, because I'm recording this at 1 PM when the sun is kind of at its peak, so the natural lighting would just kind of flush in and bombard everything else. It would look worse than this, to say the least. Okay, let's pop through these doors because for some reason they made this underground area almost kind of like Wild West saloon-like. Why not, right? So yeah, we're going to skip over that unnecessary deep stew, get that out of here. As we head all the way back, we've got to wake this fella up. And luckily, we have the stench to do it. Don't ask me what that's about. I have long hair, it's nice, I'm gonna play with it, okay? Oh, but man, 8 years I've been making YouTube videos now. 8 years. I've been doing this since I was a kid, since I was a teenager. Back in 2017 when I made that first video, I was only, I would have been 15 at the time. And now here I am, a 23-year-old grown-ass man making YouTube videos based on Skylanders on the internet. I make Skylanders YouTube videos on the internet for a living as a 23-year-old grown-ass man, and I'm absolutely okay with that because this franchise, what has really kept the passion burning for me is actually making these videos and having an outlet to express said passion behind these games. If not for that, then I probably wouldn't have the need to keep this up. That's not to say I ever would have got rid of Skylanders from my life entirely. These figurines have far too much sentimental value to me, and I definitely would have completed the collection regardless on whether I was documenting it or not, because when I first started the channel back in 2018, I didn't have a complete collection back then. I didn't complete my collection until it was before COVID, so the 2019 ballpark, I couldn't give you the exact date around about, but it was when I started working, so I got my first job in summer of 2018. I tested video game controllers for a living, so controllers just like this, but they were customised because they were made by Scuff Gaming, if you've ever heard of that company. So my first ever job, I worked for them testing video game controllers. It was fun. I mean, the main thing that kept me going there for 3.5 years was definitely the people there. We all had a great connection with one another. It kind of felt like a family. We even called ourselves the Scuff Family. And I even worked throughout the whole of COVID, which was funny because I wouldn't exactly consider video game controllers as essential work, but for some reason we were kept open, whilst the factory was obviously very limited. We only had 12 staff members on shift at the time, and we all had more than adequate space between each other, like there was social distancing, and then there was house spread apart. I need to stop taking these hits to the face, Igknight. If we're going to survive this, focus is important. But the key point about me talking about like job at Scuff Gaming is the fact that it gave me money not only to save up for university, which I started back in 2020. Yeah, one hell of a time to start university during the midst of COVID right there. Let's say we started university with some sort of savings from the job, but the job also provided for money which paid to complete the Skylander collection in the first place. The very last Skylander I got from like the mainline series, so this is vehicles in-game variants, so I'm excluding trap sculpts and chase variants. So with the exception of trap sculpts and chase variants, the very last Skylander I ever got was Elite Spyro, who's currently part of this series, ironically enough. So yeah, it's pretty cool how I have that memory behind Elite Spyro for you. And Elite Stealth Wolf was my second to last, actually, so I definitely saved the Trap Team Elites for last, it would seem. But that's because here in the UK, the Trap Team Elites were not nearly as commonplace as they were elsewhere. Okay, cool, we took them all out, and Igknight isn't even level 20 yet. That might change by the end of this arena. That would be fantastic. In fact, not even by the end of the arena, it's going to change right now. Level 20, let's go. Yeah, my first version of Igknight was actually Series 2 Igknight. My friend Edward, he had Series 2 Igknight much sooner than I did, and whenever we came on each other's like homes to play Skylanders and stuff, we'd always bring Skylanders that the other person didn't have. So Edward would always bring Series 2 Igknight with him, and I'd always play as him because I figured, you know, I have the opportunity now to play as a Skylander I don't usually get to play as, and I fell in love with the character. I told Edward that I love this character so much that if he were to get it for my birthday, it would be the best birthday present ever. Flash forward to months later, and that is exactly what Edward managed to do for me. He got me I can't even remember which birthday it was, but I got Series to Ignite all the same, and it was glorious. Obviously, I played this character non-stop, fell in love with him, and he's been my favourite Skylander ever since. But this was during the Swap Force era, and luckily for me, Igniter is still great in Swap Force, the game that I would have played him in a lot, because that was a new game at the time. So actually, it would have been my birthday of 2013 that he got me the Igniter, my 12th birthday. And then, the funniest thing about it is that before I got Igniter, I had Light Core Smolder Dash, and she was my favourite at the time instead. So yes, Igniter kind of dethroned Smolder Dash. Right, I gotta take these guys out. There we go. That's more like it. Die. Thank you. That's pleasant. I like it when they die. Oh no, but not when they start killing me on me. Taco! Woo! That was clutch taco right there. Yeah, that's really my story behind Igniter, my love for Igniter. I started playing him when Edward would bring him round to my house because I didn't own him at the time, and then he got him for my birthday because he realised how much I love the character, and it wasn't hard to realise because I did state it very explicitly how much I enjoyed this character, and the more I got to play as him, the more in love I fell with him. But yes, that's Igniter, that's the whole YouTube journey. I was able to complete my Skylanders collection because of the first ever job I got, granted me the money to continue to build my collection. And say, I would have got that job regardless of YouTube. I would have completed my Skylanders collection regardless of YouTube. I would have held on to my Skylanders no matter what, for the sake of sentimental value. But would I be playing the games as often? Probably not. I certainly wouldn't own the game on both PlayStation 4 and Xbox if not for getting them for YouTube means, because I feel as though having all of the games on either Xbox One or PlayStation 4, and then I own all 6 games on 360, so yeah, it's ideal for YouTube because I have so many different ways and means of playing these games. I gotta take out these brawling chains over here. These grenades are a problem. And I'm dead. No! This is seriously how we're gonna lose Igniter and the carryon? Oh, man! Nightmare mode is real rough. My favourite Skylander is dead. So much about this being a celebration video. Oh, Igniter. My dear sweet Igniter. He will be missed. That's it. I quit. On my 8-year anniversary of YouTube, I quit. You'll never get another YouTube video ever again. I'm done. That's it. Bye then. I'm just kidding. Because the element of the area is still fire, that means we've got to back up upon our only other fire Skylander remaining. Hopefully, though, some range will do us some good here. Fingers crossed, because I really don't want to lose both my fire Skylanders here. Flameslinger is our last remaining fire character. Yes, it's not going to be good should we lose him and a lot of fire sections start coming up because we won't be able to swap out. Okay, let's kill him as fast as possible because the problem is that as long as he's on the arena, those brawn chains are going to keep on spawning. So we got him out of here. Now get me some food! Flameslinger is in desperate need of it. Luckily for us, this guy gives us plenty. Seriously, his barrel is chock full of popcorn, burgers, pretzels, hot dogs. In fact, despite seeing a burger icon in his barrel, not a single burger has spawned! This is false advertisement! But yes, it's very interesting doing an 8-year anniversary special for a carryon Locke video. Obviously, Scuff Gaming, I don't work there no mo, but the job I'm at currently, not only is it confidential, so I won't go too heavily into it, it's a big company at that. And yes, everything I do is confidential there. Again, the people are great, so that's really what keeps me coming back. But also the fact that they pay me too much. Damn it! I want to find a job in film because obviously that's what I went to university to study. But I can't go to a job in film because the bastards at my current job are paying me too much that I can't possibly leave it. No, hopefully the dream is to one day become an editor. At the end of the day, I edit my own YouTube videos. I could afford an editor, but that wouldn't really be a good payoff for a channel as small as this one. So, with lack of payoff, and the fact that I'm passionate and I enjoy editing, so I do my own editing regardless, means that at least I can get a lot of practice in. whilst waiting around to see what opportunities might come my way in the future. Obviously, I will have to seek them out, and that is something I'm hoping to do after I get my driver's license, because that's going to open up so many more opportunities for me. Not because as soon as you have a driver's license in the UK, around England especially, driving from place to place is no problem. You can drive from anywhere up north to anywhere down south. Obviously, places like Scotland and Wales are a lot harder because they're a lot more remote. Scotland has a lot of highland, so mountainous, treacherous roads, ones in which you're a good enough driver is not going to be a problem. And luckily for me, according to my driving instructor, obviously I'm paying him, he wants me to keep coming back to him, so his word, how reliable is it really? Well, he says I'm a good driver, so I'm just going to, he's a driving instructor, he knows what he's talking about, trust his word and that, regardless of whether, I'm a client, he wants to keep me happy as a customer, because the customer is always right, don't you know? But that's the hopes and ambitions of my life personally. I am glad to be in the position I am in now, not only for the people, but for the pay, because the pay is very, very good, very competitive, and like I say, that's really one key thing to keep me going there. I can't possibly leave the job. They have me hooked on the job because they pay me too damn much. I keep telling them, you gotta find a way for me to leave, because there's no way I'm gonna do it on my own free will when you pay me too much. Like, damn you for paying me this much. It's kind of like you want to keep me on, and god damn it. So yeah. I mean, with YouTube, say there's been opportunities from here that I wouldn't have garnered otherwise. Not only is it keeping my interest in Skylanders alive, and it's encouraging me to play these games in means which I never usually would. Like, if you told me that I'd play through a level of Skylanders Trap Team blindfolded, like your boy in front of you right now on screen, I would have laughed and spat. Well, not spat in your face. That would have been very disgusting and a great way to pass on germs. So no, thank you. But say, I certainly wouldn't have taken you up on your word for it. But I haven't. I have played these games blindfolded. I've played these games without attack buttons. I've played these games with single buttons. I've done whole roulette challenges where the challenge swaps every single time the element of the area changes, and just keeping on top of the constant shifting challenges is tough enough as it is. It requires a lot of concentration and brain power to do that. Brain cells of which, for me, they do not seem to exist. So yes, my interest in Skylanders is constantly being renewed. I'm so happy to be a part of a fan base that is many things, but we are far from toxic for the most part. Obviously, we do have our outliers, but the community, for the most part, is very open, very welcoming, kind, and most importantly of all, again with the exception of a few others, we're very accepting of each other's opinions, each other's differences, because Skylanders is a worldwide franchise at the end of the day. Like, we all come from different cultures, we all like different Skylanders for different reasons. Like, a Mexican might prefer Fiesta over any other Skylander because he reflects their culture. I can definitely see that appeal. Okay, die, fellas. Die, die, die. So the Skylanders community is great, and I am honoured to be a part of it. And that never would have happened if not for YouTube. If not for YouTube, I also never would have met some of my YouTube friends in real life. I had the opportunity between Christmas and New Year to meet Gabe, Andre, and Jordan, and that was amazing, getting to meet them face to face for the first time. We went around London, saw the sights, all of the big monuments, Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, but the highlight of that entire trip was not even the monuments. It was the pink pelicans outside Buckingham Palace. They parading themselves around the road like they owned the place, and then there was one fella who just stood there. And he did not give two craps for what everybody else thinks about him. He just did his thing. Stop killing me, it's rude. And also stop the frame rate drops. That too is also rude. So yes, my life's goal is to be just like that pelican and not give a damn about what everybody else thinks. To just live my life. Matt, we could all learn a lesson from that pelican right now. So that was a great trip. One that couldn't happen if not for YouTube. So I've met friends and I've learned video editing. At the end of the day, like I know I want to do editing, going into the film industry because of the passion I pour into my YouTube videos, and it's evident that I enjoy this. And if you enjoy what you do, not only do you not work a single day of your life, but other people, it's a kind of contagious energy. I enjoy making videos, that's evident. people can see that, and therefore they enjoy the episodes. Hopefully, you enjoy watching these as much as I enjoy making them. But with that being said, I will see you at the Spellpunk Library. And just like that, we're here at the Spellpunk Library. Whilst this opening cutscene plays out, we're going to talk more about my YouTube business, and also this Hard Rock Cafe shirt. Obviously I bought it at the Hard Rock Cafe in Piccadilly, so that was part of our London trip that I did with Gabe, Andre and Jordan that I was alluding to earlier. So yes, you can literally see the souvenir upon my chest right now. But when it comes to YouTube, for a video I made 8 years ago, let's just say that its age certainly shows. So I do have a video linked in the description below. It's no longer even on this channel, so the publishing date doesn't match up with the date I actually originally made it, but it was made on February 14th, 2017, just to remind you all. And back then, all I did was hit the record button on my phone, and then whenever we was to go to a new scene, a new place, I would hit the pause button on the recording, wait till we got to that place, resume for recording, and I made them as one long video file, because back then I had no way of merging video files. So the video as it was just how it was slapped straight onto YouTube. There was no editing whatsoever. And then as the years went on, I edited solely on my phone, utilising whatever software I could get at the time. So I would record different video clips for different locations. Why is Dark stronger here? I have no Dark corresponding Skylander to swap out for to match a current element of the area. Well, it looks like Flameslinger is going to be man of the episode, or should I say elf of the episode? But then again, elves still have two genders, so what is a male elf and then a female elf? Are they still like male and female, and then elf is just the species? Of course that's how it works. All species are differentiated by gender, by the words male and female. You know, a male snail is still male, and then a female snail is still female. Why am I bringing up snails? Because I tried them when I went to France. That was an interesting experience, certainly. Trying escargot for the first time. Let's jump on that belt pad right here. Sweet. Now this is basically Mario Brothers, but cel-shaded. I really wish they'd make a full cel-shaded Mario game, because this looks fantastic in Superchargers, and imagine what Nintendo could do with an art style like this. You open Nintendo, I just designed for you, right off the bat, with very little thought, an awesome Mario game. Imagine what you could do if you actually put, you know, brain cells into it, and you used your excellent, like, expertise in game design, because at the end of the day, like, designing levels is difficult, even for a 2D Mario platformer. Mario Maker has proven this by how many terrible like, player levels there are. I'm gonna kill you because you're gonna give me some food that I'm in desperate need of. Oh, there's a watermelon up there too, sweet. Don't kill me. That'd be rude. Luckily for me, that's what I have a jump button for. Thank you, jump button. You are my saviour, it seems. Yeah, we're just going to bypass this combat altogether. Watch out for... Well, I would love to watch out for these snowballs, but that's in the task. Easier said than done when you're in a 2D plane like that. Okay, get the watermelon. But yes, I have came a long way since from just like creating a bunch of different videos for all the different scenes, and then I would use a screen recorder to screen record those video files, which would create terrible audio effects. But then in that, they had built-in editors for the screen recorders where I would merge the clips together, and yeah, I could add images on the top, I could add background music, but really that was the extent to the editing. I couldn't do anything fancy like freeze frames, or jump cuts, or J cuts even, or L cuts. Basically any fancy editing technique that I didn't have access to until my first laptop, which was inspired by the film course I did at college, because one person would always bring in his own laptop, and I was like, I want that. I want to be able to bring in my own laptop and not use the college shared laptops all the time. So I bought my first laptop, began to learn Premiere Pro and Photoshop, so I started making professional thumbnails, And the videos became a lot more professional in terms of the editing, because I now had access to all these techniques I didn't have before through Premiere Pro. And that is why you look back to the videos I made 8 years ago and you can certainly see their age. Their age shows through, to say the least. The amount of growth these YouTube videos have gone through, not only in terms of their quality, but also the growth of character I've gone through as I've matured over the years. It is easy to see the difference in my character and the difference in my editing style. And that's what I'm so glad to be celebrating here today, 8 years later, just how things have changed. I wouldn't necessarily say for the better or for the worse. Things are just different, and sometimes different is okay. In my case, I'm very confident into who I've grown into be, so I would define this change as good. Okay, so without further ado, let's explore the book. We skipped over all that unnecessary deep stew, and you can now see why I've combined Battle Ball Island and 12-Point Library into one, because these would be very short episodes otherwise. Ooh, it's on fire! Well, it's a good thing I am fire, but the element of the area is air, so the game couldn't care less for me playing Flameslinger to any greater extent. Instead, we're bringing out your boy Warnado, who seems to be practically unkillable. Him and Bash both have multiple lives between them, and Zap is still around. We have 3 of our original 8. Unfortunately, Igknight was one of our original 8, who in this episode, unfortunately, bit of a bullet, or in this case, bit of grenade. Not very unwise. But my god, how things have changed over these past 8 years. And now I have an even more powerful editing laptop than my previous one. So my videos, I have the capacity to upload in 4K because my phone, the camera quality there has increased tenfold, and I'm able to shoot in 4K, and I can edit 4K footage like it's nothing, especially my new laptop that renders and exports footage more or less about 6 times quicker than my previous laptop. So what used to take me a whole day to render, export, and then upload a video, that now takes me about 2 or 3 hours instead. It's fantastic having this, kind of evolving technology. But that's the thing, technology is always evolving. My laptop, this one I bought at the start of 2024, which was an advanced laptop at the time, in air quotations, because already the laptop is now outdated only 1 year later. Do I plan on getting another laptop? In the next 2 to 3 years, most certainly, because a laptop 1 year out of... we're going to go with Gearbits, because Gearbits are great on the Boomertron thing, where we can get vehicle customization options. But yeah, say 1 year out of display, you don't notice it too much. It's only a small downgrade, but after 3 years, what's going to be coming out in 2027 is going to be significantly more powerful to what I have now. So really, for me, the general rule of thumb is upgrade my gear every 3 years, which I think is a good rule of thumb. But then again, of course I would say that because it's me who's saying it. Oh no! I really want to get up there so I can get that food, but it seems to be asking for too much. Ah! Oh, that's better. We got there eventually, folks. 2 bananas, don't mind if I do. Oof, Warnado's really clutching things out over here. Oh, watch out for the fire, I guess. Or I could just run directly into it. Luckily, we dodged one of the fireballs at least. And I don't think we're far from the end. And by not far from the end, I mean we're right there. God, I love these cel-shaded graphics. That's why 12-Point Library is definitely one of the most scenic Skylanders levels, because it's just so gosh darn beautiful. And for it to transition so smoothly as well between for actual library part of the level, and then to, with a snap of one's fingers, transition straight into the cel-shaded 2D plane. Mwah, muy fantastico. Yeah, let's get this out of here. But say, my videos have grown in quality much like how I have grown in person. We now have the capabilities of shooting in 4K, because even the phone I have, its camera has improved tenfold from the equipment I used to use. And again, I could afford all of these nice things through hard work and dedication to said work. For the place I'm at now, I'm still in training, but I don't stop training and trying to just personally improve upon not only my skills in workplace, but my social skills too. Like, yeah, I'm very extroverted in these YouTube videos, but if you were to meet me in real life and my friends that I met up with, Gabe, Jordan, and Andre, they can speak to this. I am actually very introverted until you get to know me a little bit. You know, it's kind of, I've got a very hard exterior shell, but as soon as you crack that open, I'm a lot more energetic, but it takes a lot. I have a very thick shell. And that's just evident as to people who have these online personas and then in real life they're completely different. You can't trust an online persona because that's exactly what it is. People who have these online personas, they're only showing you what they want you to see. They aren't showing you everything, and you should never compare yourself to online personalities. Especially since, you know, they're obviously going to present everything as perfect and high and jolly, when in reality, it's most likely not that way. They're probably under a lot of pressure themselves. And pressure, boy, if you hold on to pressure and tension, it's going to come out in the wrong way. Try to be, even if other people don't like it, as honest as possible, because at least then you remain true to yourself. And if they don't like it, then that's their loss. Maybe they're awesome where you are. You shouldn't have to change for anyone. That's my advice to you for this video. And those are really the key lessons I've learnt compared to where I was 8 years ago to where I am now. A lot more confident in myself, even if I don't always show it, especially in real life. But this isn't real life. This is just a video. This is what I want you to see. If I made a joke, if I said something that I don't like and I don't want you to see, I'd cut it out of a video. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. As far as you're concerned, that's exactly what happened. I'm going to cut Ignite's death out of the video, so as far as you're concerned, it never happened. But here we go. We're going to end off this episode with a bang. The finale is going to be a over the top here thingy muck angle with Scorp. So we have a bird's eye angle for this vehicle section, making it one of the more interesting vehicle sections of the game, one of the ones that I don't dread playing every single time we get round to it, so therefore this is one hell of a finale indeed. I prefer this over literally any other vehicle section as a finale, and it's been so fun to reminisce. Of course, I've had people in my life who have been here since the very start. In fact, since before the start of YouTube. Luke, Edward, Flynn, they've always been there. Obviously, I met them well before I started with YouTube videos, and they aren't in YouTube videos as frequently anymore. At least anyone who isn't Luke isn't, but that's just because when I do meet up with my friends, it's far more a rare occasion to do those things now. So whenever we do have the opportunity for us all to meet back up together again, those are private occasions that I keep private because I want to live in the moment. I don't want to be shoving a camera in people's face, creating a kind of rift and making things unnatural as well, because personalities on film, the moment you start to observe something, you have immediately changed its outcome, which is why you can't simply be a butterfly on the wall for like a research project unless the cameras were hidden and then people don't know any better and they act naturally as it is. But if you put a camera in a room, people are going to act differently in front of it, regardless of whether the camera's even on or not. You just see a camera, you act differently. Oh boy, that's a lot of laser right there. We're better off taking damage from a force than we are the laser. That's the thing, like when you're in a precarious situation like that and it's either a bad choice or a worse one, sometimes you kind of got to just go with the lesser of two evils. Ow! Right to the well, I wouldn't even call it a face. The shark tank doesn't have a face, it's an inanimate object, and so luckily we have plenty of armour to go around. Fortunately, it's not looking like we're going to lose Scorp like we did Ignited, but you know what? Someone had to die. I'm just so sad it had to be Igniter! Because one of the Skylanders defeated battle against the companies You see, reactions like that, do you think I do that in real life? No. And yet here I am on the internet where arguably more people are going to see it. Why do I do that's what I find funny. People do embarrassing things on the internet for clout where more people are going to see it, but then when you ask them to do things in real life, they would never. How embarrassing would that be? I'm not going to do that. So yes, there's always going to be a juxtaposition between what things are actually like for reality and what people present them to be as on social media and things. So never compare yourself to another person. Even if you think another person is like the peak of what humanity has to offer, even if they are, for lack of a better way of putting it, perfect, which is a word I despise, by the way. Whoever came up with the word perfect, shame on you. There's no such thing as perfection. With that being said, unless you talk about like an exam where you can get 240 marks and get all 240, that by definition is perfect. But when it comes to being human, there's no such thing as being a perfect human. So that's why you can't compare yourself to others, because even someone who you might deem as perfect, you're going to be better than them at something. I guarantee it. They might not be as good a cook as you are. They might not be as well balanced as you are. And that's really the reality of it all. With that being said, we're going to wait for this cutscene to finish playing out before we conclude the episode. Usually we conclude the episode at the end of levels, but this time I suppose I had a little bit more rambling left in the chamber to get through before the conclusion of this episode, celebrating 8 years of making YouTube videos. Wow, saying that out loud, it makes me feel old. But that having been said and done, it is time to roll that outro without further ado. Thank you so much for watching through to the end of this video. I deeply appreciate every last one of you, since it's viewers such as yourself which make these videos possible, and I couldn't do it without all of your unwavering support. If you enjoyed what you just saw, you can click on screen now to watch either my most recent video or a video picked out specifically just for you. You can also access the entire playlist for the video you just watched. I'll be seeing you in the next video, but until that moment arises, peace!